in a bold move to navigate the treacherous waters of bankruptcy. Genesis, a prominent cryptocurrency lender, has put forth a groundbreaking settlement proposal to the beleaguered crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, 3AC. Submitted to the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York on the 9th of November. This proposal could redefine the financial landscape for both entities. At its core, the proposal aims to drastically reduce a $1 billion claim lodged by 3AC against Genesis to a mere $33 million, a staggering drop to just 3% of the initial claim. This strategic maneuver is not just about numbers, it's a bid for survival, a play for time, and a reflection of the tumultuous state of the cryptocurrency industry, especially in the shadow of the FTX exchange collapse. As the industry holds its breath, this settlement could mark a pivotal turn in Genesis' quest to restructure under the daunting specter of Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Genesis, a cryptocurrency lender facing bankruptcy, has filed a settlement proposal with the defunct crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, 3AC, in an attempt to resolve their financial disputes. The proposal, submitted on November 9 to the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York, seeks to significantly reduce 3AC's claim against Genesis. The claim, initially valued at $1 billion, would be lowered to $33 million, which is just 3% of the original amount. Under the terms of this settlement, Genesis aims to release all claims and rights to certain digital assets, specifically AVAX and NEAR tokens, transferring them to 3AC. This move is part of a broader mutual release of liability between the two entities. However, Genesis will maintain the right to pursue claims against another party, Digital Currency Group, DCG. The timing of the settlement is noteworthy as it aligns with the first anniversary of the FTX exchange collapse, a significant event that triggered a bear market in the cryptocurrency industry and affected numerous companies, including Genesis and 3AC. Notably, Genesis suffered a substantial loss of $175 million in its derivatives business due to the FTX failure. This settlement is crucial for Genesis' restructuring efforts under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It aims to simplify the reorganization process, expedite distributions, and reduce litigation risks and costs. The proposal is currently pending approval from Judge Sean Lane, and creditors have until November 24 to raise objections, with the court hearing scheduled for November 30. Settlement proposal, submitted to the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York on November 9. The proposal seeks to reduce 3AC's claim against Genesis from $1 billion to $33 million, which is just 3% of the original amount. Asset transfer. Genesis plans to release all claims and rights to certain digital assets, specifically AVAX and NEAR tokens, transferring them to 3AC. This forms part of a broader mutual release of liability between Genesis and 3AC. Retained rights. Despite the settlement, Genesis will maintain the right to pursue claims against another party, Digital Currency Group, DCG. Context of settlement. This settlement comes at a significant time, marking the first anniversary of the FTX exchange collapse. The FTX failure had a substantial impact on the cryptocurrency industry, leading to a bear market that affected many companies, including Genesis and 3AC. Genesis itself suffered a significant loss of $175 million in its derivatives business due to the FTX collapse. Impact on Genesis restructuring. The settlement is a key element in Genesis restructuring efforts under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It is aimed at simplifying the reorganization process, expediting distributions, and reducing litigation risks and costs. Approval and objections. The proposal is currently awaiting approval from Judge Sean Lane, Creditors have until November 24 to raise objections, with the court hearing scheduled for November 30. This development highlights the ongoing challenges in the cryptocurrency industry, especially in the wake of major events like the FTX collapse. The settlement, if approved, could be a significant step in resolving financial disputes and aiding Genesis in its restructuring process. While the proposed settlement by Genesis to Three Arrows Capital, 3AC, is framed as a bold move, it's essential to scrutinize the reality behind this so-called groundbreaking proposal. Submitted on November 9 to the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York, it's argued that this proposal could redefine financial dealings between the two entities. However, reducing a $1 billion claim to $33 million, merely 3% of the original claim, raises questions about its fairness and long-term viability. Describing this as a strategic maneuver overlooks the potential implications for stakeholders and the broader market. A drastic reduction in the claim might appear as a bid for survival and an adaptation to the unstable state of the cryptocurrency market post-FTX collapse. Yet, it could also be perceived as an act of desperation, potentially setting a precarious precedent for financial negotiations in the sector. The settlement's impact extends beyond Genesis and 3AC. It could influence future bankruptcy proceedings and creditor negotiations in the volatile crypto industry. Labeling this settlement as a pivotal turn in Genesis restructuring under Chapter 11 bankruptcy might be overly optimistic. The reduction of the claim might expedite the bankruptcy process, but it doesn't necessarily equate to a sustainable or equitable solution for all parties involved, especially the creditors. The true impact of this settlement, therefore, should be assessed with a critical lens, considering its broader implications on the industry's financial integrity and the precedent it sets for future bankruptcy settlements. The settlement proposal by Genesis to Three Arrows Capital, 3AC, is a complex and multifaceted development in the cryptocurrency industry, reflecting both the challenges and adaptive strategies companies are employing in these tumultuous times. While on one hand, it represents a significant step for Genesis in its efforts to navigate Chapter 11 bankruptcy and could potentially streamline its restructuring process, the drastic reduction of 3AC's claim raises significant questions about fairness and the long-term consequences for all stakeholders involved. The settlement, coming at a critical juncture on the anniversary of the FTX exchange collapse, is not just a reflection of Genesis' individual circumstances but a symbol of the broader instability and uncertainty in the cryptocurrency market. Its outcome could set a precedent for how financial disputes are resolved in this volatile industry, influencing future bankruptcy cases and creditor negotiations. As the court hearing approaches and the industry observers await Judge Sean Lane's decision, the implications of this settlement extend beyond the immediate financial relief for Genesis. It underscores the need for careful consideration of the broader impacts on market integrity, investor confidence, and the legal precedents being established. The resolution of this case will not only shape the future of Genesis and 3AC but could also have far-reaching effects on the cryptocurrency landscape as a whole.